Welcome back to another episode interview series with Rabbit Coin on YouTube channel. As you guys know, we are trying to know the correct information, Web3 and blockchain stuff. We have a really valuable guest with me, Tomer Nunu from Kima Network. Welcome, Tomer. How is it going so far?
Everything's great. Thanks for having me. Yeah, lovely day. Looking forward to chatting with you today.
Yeah, I'm really excited to learn more about Kima Network. Kima Network is a really promising project. That is why we want to know more information about Kima Network. As a Turkish community, we have some questions. First of all, before we start, could you tell us yourself and how long have you been working in the crypto space?
Okay, so Tomer Nuni, 25 years in digital marketing, exclusively in crypto since 2018-ish, 19-ish. Got first introduced with a real taste to crypto and blockchain in 2016. Was just holding for fun Bitcoin before with my partner. We didn't really understand the technology. So you can say exclusively since 2019. Made a few startups on my own. 3 failed completely, destroyed me financially, left me without nothing, like killed me. I had to call a friend to give me $3,000 so I will have a place to sleep with my 4 dogs. And then, true story. And then afterwards, I learned how to choose the right partners in life. And the 2 businesses afterwards I sold. I had 2 successful exits. Became an investor, angel investor. About 12 years ago, decided that never again will I be an entrepreneur or a CEO of anything. I will just pay others to be suckers and do the hard work themselves. As part of being the investor, I exclusively touch only crypto since 2019. I have quite a few companies in my portfolio, advising some. And in Kima, for about half a year now or so, met them as an investment opportunity, fell in love with the project and the team completely, and was lucky enough to get the opportunity from the team to join as some sort of a late co-founder and do this amazing thing. Other than this, I'm writing on Forbes and on Cointelegraph about GameFi, DeFi, and the rest.
Cool. And when did you do your first transaction with crypto?
2014, I'd say, was the first real
Oh,
Bitcoin transaction that I did. First real one that I sold. Like we just got it as a present from a customer, my partner and myself. We got a wallet. We didn't exactly know how things work, and suddenly someone wanted to buy it, so we had to send it, and we kind of Googled it, how to create the website, the wallet again with the seed phrase, and now we're sending a transaction, how it works, and that was the first transaction that we did. It took for us a few hours to sell that Bitcoin,
all right.
and yeah, when we saw that people actually pay for it, we're amazed, and that was when we started trading it.
We can say that you're early adapter also crypto space in crypto space.
Yeah, I guess
Actually,
you can.
yeah. Let's talk about the Kima network. Could you tell us more? What is Kima network and what kind of problem you guys already solving?
Okay, then about Kima from above, Kima is quite a complex solution to explain. I will try to make it as user-friendly as possible. Um, we pride ourselves by explaining that Kima is interoperability 2.0 for decentralized and centralized ecosystems.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what it actually means and how it actually works. So Kima is a unique kind of blockchain protocol. It's basically a blockchain, but it's a blockchain without users. It's a blockchain without smart contracts. And it's a blockchain that connects other blockchains. You can call it a block ring or a block network. So Kima solves the problem of interoperability between existing blockchains and the centralized world. We do it in a very, very special and unique way with no smart contracts, with a unique layer that serves as, you can say, an infrastructure communication platform for all blockchains to communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
and all blockchains to communicate with the centralized world, and vice versa, for the centralized world to communicate with the decentralized world, with other blockchains. Technology has been worked on as a concept for many years, in the minds of the founders for around 6 years, hands-on keyboards for 2.5 years. And we're doing it with a technology utilizing a Cosmos blockchain and its capabilities. And basically on each network now, on each blockchain, there is a Kima relayer which communicates with the Kima network, and every developer on every blockchain can connect to it on its own network, on Solana, on Bitcoin, on Tron, on Ethereum, and get information about what's happening on all other blockchains and centralized entities that are connected to the Kima network. We're not using, again, oracles, no oracles. It's a layer to enable the communication to pass through everyone. We are not competing with any existing blockchain. We are not competing even with other interoperability solutions. What we are doing is basically making everything more advanced and better in a more secure way. We can dive a little bit deeper, if you'd like, of how we are being the most secure from a bird's eye view, and how we provide a solution. But before we'll do that, I will explain that by being a smart contractless platform, we're the only ones also that enable API calls and API requests to be sent and received in a completely decentralized manner. So imagine that you can connect your wallet directly to your bank, and you can buy with your Ethereum a Tesla stock directly.
Wow.
Kima is the layer that executes the transaction on both sides and confirms it without smart contracts again.
Can we say that the Kima also a layer 1 solution, or?
It's not a layer 1, and it's not even you can say that people like to say layer 0, but I wouldn't even say layer 0, because again, we're not competing with any blockchain. We're 100% completely agnostic to any blockchain technology, or to any sort of the technology that or asset class that you have now or in the future. And in the future, we are providing basically the infrastructures of which blockchains will use to send messages and check stuff on each other's databases. If things happened or did not happen, and we'll confirm them. And so we'll know how to respond accordingly. You can say, again, I told you that we're not competing, then I have a few examples to explain it. So if you remember the days when we had phones by Nokia, they had like Symbian operating system, and then some phones by Palm, they had the Palm operating system, and Windows Pocket PC, and you had BlackBerry OS, and then Google came with Google Android. They were not competing with any phone company. They're not producing phones. They provided a solution that will make smartphones accessible to every person on earth, and will make the devices better for the producers of the phones. Nokia now is using Android, right? Microsoft phones use Android. BlackBerry is using Android. LG is using Android. Sony is using Android. Everyone is using Android at the moment. They did not replace the phone manufacturer. They provided an infrastructure to create better operating systems, right? For the existing phones, and to make the phones better and more accessible, to a point that your grandmother and my grandmother can actually use now a smartphone in an easy way. And you can build bigger buttons, smaller buttons, make it nerdy-ish, make it more sportish, or whatever you want, whatever solution you want to build upon it. But we're making it all better. Same thing happens with Kima. It's about the same thing that we're doing.
Great. And can you provide us more information about infrastructure?
Infrastructure.
Infrastructure. And technology behind of the Kima.
Yeah. So again, as I said, Kima's technology is quite complex. Again, said built on Cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
As an infrastructure layer, by the way, we have registered three patents
Mm-hmm.
that went out only to this technology. One is already pending, and two are now in provisional stages to be issued also. Um, Not sure if I mentioned, but MasterCard, using their FinSec Innovation Lab, are going to operate Kima nodes, Kima operators. So basically, we're the first in the world that, we have such a player, that invested
Mm-hmm.
in the company and is going also to run nodes and be part of the infrastructure solution. Um, then we're able to do so and actually bring such players. Now we're in contact with banks and other things, that we're working behind the scenes. We cannot disclose at this moment, but we're the ones that can actually do it because of the unique infrastructure just asked about and how everything actually works. So the main problem now with interoperability is that everything relies on smart contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, smart contracts are basically apps. They're software. They're decentralized applications that were programmed by someone. There is a law in cybersecurity. Everything that was written by man can be hacked by another. So everything that someone created can be hacked by another one, right? Like they can find loopholes, they can find bugs, we can find all kind of exploits, and then do whatever we want. So, for example, bridges work in a very, very, I think, old-fashioned and risky, outdated way, using smart contracts. There is one side, for example, that wants to send USDC
Mm-hmm.
from Ethereum to Solana. Now, the structure works with smart contracts. On one side, you will be sending now USDC to a smart contract that will confirm receiving the 100 USDC,
Yeah.
will tell it to this side, the another smart contract that will send you 100 USDC on Ethereum. Now, when we are hacking bridges, when bridges are getting hacked, someone finds a way to trick the bridge. They're telling it that it got $100, 100 USDC, but basically they sent 001. They sent 1 cent. They sent 1 cent, but they found a way to trick it that it got 100. So someone sends 1 cent, gets 100. 1 cent gets 100. 1 cent gets 100 until he liquidates everything out of the bridge, right? Or finding a way to send the same transaction confirmation many, many times using a hack. So I'm just sending $1 one time, getting the confirmation, and tricking the bridge that it's a new transaction every time I communicate with it, even though I'm not sending anything. And then I'm liquidating from the other side. Very, very risky, and that's basically how bridges work. Bridges work this way, and bridges work also with oracles. Oracles, again, are, you guessed it, smart contracts, can be also hacked. Kima solves it in a unique way, completely different way. So on every blockchain that we're using, guys, smart contracts are managing assets on blockchains.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the world works at the moment. Kima works in a different way. Kima works in a way that the blockchain network of Kima manages assets on other blockchains.
Mm-hmm.
No smart contracts. It's the whole network managing assets. How does it work? So let's take the example with the 100 USDC to Solana, right?
All right.
Excuse me, 100 USDC on Solana to Ethereum. In Kima's method, you are sending $100 to a specific address using, of course, the Kima dApp sitting on Solana side. The Solana dApp is a Solana dApp. This is a smart contract on Solana. The only difference is that in order to resolve the fact that you sent money, it needs to communicate with Kima to know that it happened. So you are sending $100 with the smart contract here to a certain address. On the Kima side, Kima, you can call it a relay or a connector on Solana, now gets a question from that dApp that is connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
$100 sent.
Mm-hmm.
Kima network now goes to the address. The Kima validators are looking to see that $100 are there.
All right.
Physically. When the $100 are there, the Kima network confirms $100 are there. Then initiates the next thing. So the dApp sent a message to the connector. If you see $100, give $100 to that person on that side.
And how many?
In a messaging level, no smart contracts again. So we saw the message. The network confirmed $100 are there. Once the network confirmed, so layer one, no smart contracts, layer one of theoretically unhackable. There is nothing to steal. We did not transfer money here. We did not transfer it, so nothing to steal in that process. Layer two gets to the network. The network, 2/3 of the network validators, now need to validate that the transaction indeed happened on Solana side. Once they do, second layer of theoretically unhackable layer of the security, confirmed, each node, each validator on the Kima network hosts using Intel technology a shard of the key to do the transaction on the Ethereum side. It's Intel sharding technology called T. Unlocks the shard, goes to Ethereum, unlocks the safe, you can call it, on the Ethereum sides, and sends you $100. All of that process at 3 layers: no smart contract, blockchain managing asset, and sharding on CPU core level. All of these are theoretically unhackable. So each and every one of them, unlike the existing bridges. So it's basically theoretically unhackable to steal money using Kima's interoperability technology, because technically there is nothing to steal.
I got it. And how many minutes does it take for transaction time?
Basically, you can say theoretically it's speed of light. Like we have no smart contract, then we have technically nothing to resolve. We do not need to resolve the fact that actually something happened. So it's going to be very, very fast. But like as we are having this internet call now, right? This video call about the same way. But what happens in Kima is that Kima has no smart contract. We're basically not doing anything there to resolve. We're just confirming by saying and by the network's unique nature to execute transactions on other sides. The blockers of speed, the time to finality, is based on how long it took Solana to resolve the transaction and send to Kima, and to Kima to execute on Ethereum, then the Ethereum time it takes for the transaction to be resolved on Ethereum. These are the things that took time. Kima theoretically takes no time. It's like as fast as your internet goes.
Oh, got it. Amazing, really amazing. And from the user's part, let's talk about it from user side, because actually, what kind of benefits can we get from Kima Network as a user exactly?
You're asking a great question now. We're being asked many times, how many users do you have? How many users are using your testnet? By all kind of entities, that do not yet understand how the nature of the solution works.
All right.
So the network Kima has no users. On Kima, there are no smart contracts. All the blockchains, all the decentralized applications that are connected to Kima send their users through the Kima network. We are working with everyone, but no users working with us. You know, when we are having this video call now, our call goes through fiber optics under the oceans, right?
Yeah.
You know, big fiber optics, you know, fibers that are transferring data under the ocean, connecting the continents. Are you paying them something? Are you a user of the fiber optics? You don't know who they are, and you don't know where the fiber
I
optics
got
are.
it.
But you are paying to your internet service provider. You are paying him money to use your internet. You're connecting through him. He is using the infrastructure to make all this magic happen using the fiber optics. The fiber optics work with everyone. They work with all of the internet service providers, and all of the internet service providers are paying them. So the users of all networks do not even know or should care that Kima exists. But they all pay for Kima to send the messaging, the transactions between the chains. So unlike every network that relies on infinity battle of TVL, transaction volume, users, amount of protocols, Kima simply do not care. We are connected to everyone. Build wherever you want. At the end of the day, the next evolution of the internet would be to all of this decentralized blockchain mumbo jumbo to operate together. We will no longer be a Web3. We will just be the internet, right? And our children will use the internet. Exactly when I was younger, we had the social media revolution. Remember, it was the revolution, UGC, user-generated content, the new internet where users can create content. And then it was simplified. You don't need to be a programmer to create your content on the internet. You can just use WordPress, Wix, Shopify, open a profile on Facebook and start creating on the internet. It's that easy. Our children call it the internet. Kima is using the same. All of the users are expected to be users of Kima without anyone knowing or using Kima directly. Exactly like we're all using the fiber optics. This website is hosted on Google Cloud or Amazon AWS or Microsoft Azure. You don't even know what they are. You just go to google.com and you go to youtube.com and you go to ebay.com. And it works.
It's really easy. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And let's talk about the tokenization side. You know, we are also in the Web3 space. We are also trading with crypto. You know, that we have also great community behind of us and behind of you, because the Turkish community, they are really active in the Web3 space, and you guys create a very huge hype in the short time. First question: how did you get that point? And do we have any excited news for the Turkish community, because you're gonna launch in May? There is not too much time for this. What would you like to say about these topics?
So ask a few questions. I will try to answer them in order.
All
So
right.
we'll go through the token. We'll go through the tokens. So as I said, basically, Kima has 210 million tokens. That's it in existence. No more will be available. It's like a tribute that the founders did to respect, Satoshi Nakamoto and 21 million Bitcoin. So it's like the next level, 210 million Kima tokens. They were, some of the team members, by the way, were part of the Satoshi Nakamoto forum that discussed the first Bitcoin. So they were there since 2009 when the first Bitcoin really appeared. So old OGs, serious OGs. And in terms of tokenomics, basically every node needs to stake Kima tokens. So it's a proof of stake network. So this is one. Two, every time that a transaction runs using Kima's infrastructure, small fraction is paid in Kima tokens to the network every time. So imagine that every decentralized application from every network, we don't care again, now or in the future, which network you will be, and know even what asset you're using. We will send it using Kima token that will be automatically purchased in order to pay. As you do the transaction, will be automatically purchased in order to do the transaction. You can call it like a stamp that will be bought automatically when you're sending an envelope. So you will have to send it in order to send the message. Now, when we're connecting to centralized entities, due to the fact that Kima is at the moment the only decentralized protocol on Earth that has an API and an SDK to communicate with centralized world. So I'm not sure if we've been through that, but Kima is the only way to execute actions on the blockchain and on the centralized world using APIs and SDKs in a completely decentralized manner with no smart contracts and no humans involved, technically. So with Kima, to explain like the token usage and who else will use Kima, when connected to a bank. So when your bank will be able to connect directly to Ethereum using Kima's technology, through your Ethereum wallet, you will be able to purchase an Apple or a Tesla or whatever stock directly in the stock market, in your bank, using the Ethereum on your wallet.
Yes.
When the bank will when you will ask the bank to pay with Ethereum, the bank will execute now through Kima's API a call to the Kima network, paid gas with Kima token, even though they don't even know how it works. Paid gas for this. Kima network sends it to Ethereum, executes the swap of the ETH to USDT or USDC or whatever. Kima network confirms that the money is there, let's say $1,000, confirms 1,000 USDC, sends it back to the Kima network confirms, now sending it to the bank, and the bank now is buying the stock.
Yes.
All of this amazing process was done by people paying and buying Kima tokens to do the communication without them even knowing that there's such a thing like Kima that is running it, right? So that's regarding the tokens and the amazing capabilities that can be done with Kima on centralized entities in and out without intermediaries. Important to mention directly.
Great. Actually, really great. We can wait for also your performance in the May. I'm really excited to see for this. And the last question is, what would you like to say the Turkish community from here? Because we had a AMA with some of the prominent influencers a few days ago, and we talk about the Kima, and around 24,000 people already joined the AMA, and it's very huge, quite huge. What would you like to say to the Turkish community from here?
First of all, I want to say that you're amazing, and that we love you. Now, it's very, very, very well known, that the Turkish community is very, very strong in the crypto industry. Like you guys are everywhere. You're smart traders and you're long-term loyal holders. This is something that I like a lot with the Turkish community. As I said, I have, a few projects in my portfolio. So I've been around long enough to see everything in this industry. And I'm happy and proud to say that in all of the projects that I've been involved, as an advisor or as an investor that comes to give a tip how to build the communities and how to manage them, we can always see that the strongest and most active community in each and every one of the projects, it's always the Turkish community. You guys learn what you're doing. You know exactly like what is going on with the project you're in. You know exactly who is taking part of the project. You know their names. You know about the partnerships. You really do your research. The DYOR process really being done smart way by the Turkish community. Most of the times, the first to respond to requests from the projects are also the Turkish communities that are reaching out, in DMs with ways to help and offering suggestions. And when we are reaching out for help, even if it's to find a new Cosmos developer or a new designer, usually the Turkish community is the first that responds. We're priding ourselves by having our own Turkish exclusive community on Kima. We have for a few languages, and Turkish was the first one, first community that we set up. We're very, very happy that we're having Castrum Capital as a backer to this project. One maybe of the best VCs that we've ever worked with, and personally for me, which I've a few portfolio companies that are also been working with Castrum. Amazing people, always willing to help. You guys are like super awesome, really. Hats off. And exactly as the Turkish community presents itself, from the smallest holder to the biggest VC, like you guys, all amazing. Like I think that the Web3 industry would definitely be a much more boring space and a much less innovative space without the Turkish community. So we love you and thank you for being such an amazing part of it.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. It was really informative and a great conversation with you, Tomer. And I'm pretty sure our community will learn a
Thank you
lot of
likewise.
things about Kima network from this session. I'm really, really excited to see your performance in May. I'm also investor of Kima. I'm really grateful. I'm really happy to have you here. So
Thank you so much. Very, very highly appreciated your time today. Interest in Kima, of course. And we're inviting each and every viewer of this amazing interview to join our Telegram, join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, and always feel free to reach out to any mode in any community with questions. There are no wrong questions. And we're inviting every developer on every blockchain to connect to Kima to enhance the interoperability capabilities of their dApps and to prepare their dApp for the future that is coming, which is the fusion of the old Web 2 with the new Web 3 internet that is enhanced by decentralized technologies. It doesn't matter what asset you're building. It doesn't matter on which network you are. Everyone is invited because we're completely agnostic again to every technology that you're building upon and network and the asset type. Inviting all of you, holders, traders, and builders.
thank you so much. If you would like to see more
Thank you, man.
content like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. As you guys know, we are trying to know you correct information in Web3 and blockchain stuff. Follow us and stay tuned. See ya.